Welcome to the Slay in Your Lane podcast. Today we are going to cover all this.
I started Slay in Your Lane, that's the name of it, and it basically teaches young girls, just like my nonprofit, if they want to really go into entrepreneurship and they don't know how. So we basically take on a whole bunch of interviews, and also I research and I put in as much knowledge as possible. So if they want to start something themselves, they have access to information. I started my podcast, funny story, it was kind of after a breakup, and I was like, you know what? He's going to see me everywhere. And basically I started a podcast. I didn't know what it was going to be about, but at the same time, I knew that I wanted to work on a new project because that's where I really drive all my pain. Whenever I'm going through something, I start a podcast or I start a nonprofit, I write a book, things like that. I just go in with all my pain and I just put it into my work. So that's kind of how it started. And then I just spent massive amounts of hours Googling how to do it, because at the time there wasn't a lot of access to how to start your own podcast. That information wasn't really out there, but now it is. So it was a lot more difficult in 2017 as opposed to starting a podcast now. He started his own gym. I have the podcast in about 6 countries right now. Throughout Europe, there was a few in South Africa, which I was surprised by, and then a lot all throughout the United States, probably like 20 states or something like that. So my nonprofit organization is called Project InspireHER, with the capital letters HER at the end of Inspire. The motive of the organization is similar to the podcast. So basically it's taking girls who have gone through maybe abusive relationships, maybe they're teen moms, maybe they can't afford to go to college, and it's basically teaching them how to start online businesses with very little resources, and we're basically giving them the resources they need and also mentoring them up with another entrepreneur who does similar things as them, and we try to cover the startup fees as much as we can. To have them start their own businesses so that they can be financially dependent. If they want to go to college, they can go to college. If they want to be a stay-at-home mom, they can run a business from their own house.
We follow the Women's History Month theme, and this one was Visionary Women, Champions of Peace and Nonviolence. Briae had exceptional nominations, and when the committee came together to assess how she fit into the rubric, it was quite clear that her work with domestic violence survivors and her work around financial security for survivors and this sort of accumulation of creating her nonprofit and doing continuous engagement via her podcast, it was really quite evident that she fit the theme.
She's always been looking forward, always been looking for the next challenge, always been looking for something that sparks her interest, and she never thinks, I'll never be able to do that. She only thinks, how am I going to do this? How am I going to make this work? And she always manages to do it. We're incredibly proud and so thrilled for her, so happy. And I don't know if she knows how amazing she is. I don't think that she really appreciates how amazing she is.
I feel honored. It definitely feels surreal. And it just motivates me more to see all these amazing women who've done so much and that I can connect with now and meet up with and potentially have them on the podcast to inspire other people with the work they've done. So it's a great networking opportunity as well.